The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everyone. Mark Raymakers here with Insurance Agency Marketing Services. I'm here this morning with Morgan Hobein. She's the Regional Sales Coordinator with Assurity Life. And so, Morgan, thank you for taking time to help us here this morning on our webinar.
Yeah, you bet.
We are going to talk about their competitive term portfolio and what they can do for you here. And I'll tell you, we've been working with Assurity Life as long as I think we've been doing business here for 32 plus years now, and have a phenomenal relationship with Assurity Life. If you're not familiar with them, it is an experience that you won't forget. I've never had a complaint, never had a bad experience with them at all. So I'd certainly encourage you to consider adding them to your portfolio, and we'll give you an opportunity to do that here this morning. Now, this is a recorded webinar, so once we're finished with it, I will email you the recording of that. It gives you a chance to review it, start, view it at your leisure. And so right off the bat, I'm going to go through a few things that we do here for our advisors, our producers. And again, we've been in this business now, helping independent producers now for 32 years. And here's some of the things that we do for you. I will say real quick too, if you have any questions as we go, just feel free to type those in the question box. So one of the things that we do, we're like you, we like referrals. And so when you have an agent friend of yours, maybe a business partner, maybe somebody else in your office that you refer over to us, they get contracted, we send you a check for $50 for that referral. And then every time they write business with us, we put money into an account, and each quarter we'll pay that out to you. So that works for annuities, single premium life, and traditional life. And you'll see here's an example. This is just on a single premium or an annuity basis. $1,000 gets you 20 basis points. And that is as long as you're writing business with us. It counts a little bit differently for traditional life, which is very positive. But let's say you have 3 producers that do $1 million in production in 1 year. That's $6,000 in cash for you. You're not in the commission business. They're not taking a cut in their commission to do that. This is just our way of saying thank you for the referral. So keep that in mind. If there's anybody you run into, certainly give us a call here. We'll get them contracted and we'll start sending you checks for their business. We also do marketing reimbursement. This is something that I personally like. I know when I was a producer in the field myself, I never got any support from a marketing standpoint. But what we do is, and let's just say we're looking at $100,000 in annuity or single premium life, or I believe it's $10,000, yes, for target life premium. We put $100 in a marketing reimbursement account for you. So anytime that you want to submit a receipt for your marketing efforts, what we do is we reimburse you up to 50% of your expense. So let's just say now you've been writing business with us. Here we are, May 7th today, and you decide you're going to have a customer appreciation, a picnic this summer, and you spend, say, $1,000 on hot dogs, lemonade, chips, whatever. Send us a receipt for $1,000. We'll turn around and send you a check for $500. Or maybe let's say that you're doing webinars, or I'm not webinars, you're doing seminars or buying leads. You can send us a receipt. We reimburse you up to 50% of your expenses, in addition to your commission. So great way to get a partner to help you offset the expenses of doing business. So here's the other thing we do when someone's brand new to us. So this morning, I encourage you to get contracted with Assurity Life. Once you do, you start writing production. There's 3 different new producer levels. There's 100,000, 300, and 500,000. You see at the 100,000 level, this is based on dollar for dollar or a fraction of that for traditional life. $750 cash bonus is your first option, or you could choose a 2-year producer website. Now, this is something you could also buy into. We can get that up and running for you one business day, or you can get an iPad. And you'll notice a lot of the carriers out there today are going to the electronic application. So those are really handy. You don't have to worry about lugging paper around and maybe not having the right forms. So that's at the 100,000 level. You might decide to wait to get to the 300,000 level, which you could choose either the Social Security program and 3,000 piece mailing. This is a great way to get in front of more senior buyers, by the way. You'd need to learn a little bit about Social Security, obviously. That's something you can buy as well. Or you could choose $2,000 in market reimbursement. Some of our advisors do that. They'll update their office, make it look nice and attractive. And so that's something you can do, or you can get a $1,500 gift card. Lastly, there's a 500,000 level. There's 2 different seminar opportunities for you here. One is a 5,000 piece mailing and seminar coaching with Matt Gill, or 4,000 piece mailing and seminar coaching with Dave Pimper. Now, both of these advisors have been with us for several years. Top producers of ours. They qualify for our trips. They both have a different approach and strategy to their seminar. And so if you'd like to know more about that, you can certainly call and ask for anyone in marketing. They can go through that with you. Now, that is something you can purchase as well, but it's a great way for you to get in front of more buyers and really grow your business. Lastly, there's a Ritz-Carlton travel package for you as well. Now, we do provide the back office support, and this is something that a lot of most all of our advisors certainly appreciate, is that we take a lot of that non-productive, what are the things that don't make you money off of your plate, off of your hands there. And so we've got the different business building tools and resources I'll go through in just a minute, but we do the case design work for you. We've been in the field. There's very few things that we've done in this business that we haven't seen. So as far as case design, we can do it all for you. All the forms are available too, so you can call us. We can email or send those off to you. We'll make it simple. You don't have to reach out to the company. Just call us. We'll take care of that. Submission to commission, really from the time you submit that application to the time that you get a case placed and paid. That's what we do. We follow up on the case for you. We provide you email and phone what's happening with your case. We work directly with the company. So like with Assurity, we'll take care of all that for you. You don't have to worry about calling the company to find out what's happening with your case. We do that for you. And then obviously we talked about the top sales expertise and coaching. That's something that we've, like I said, we've been in the field. We can help you if you're not real comfortable with certain products or concepts. We can help you with that. And lastly, the paperless contracting. Once you complete that, efficient forms that we send over to you, you can get a contract with Assurity Life today and any other company that you want to add to the portfolio of carriers that you have available at your disposal. You can call us, or you can send us an email, and we'll get you set up with that company right away. Now, here's something. I'm going to do this real quick. The Creative Marketing Solutions, we've got a very young, very knowledgeable, very, what do you want to say, up to speed on what's going on out there as far as creativity. They can help you in any aspect of your business from just the very beginning. The turnkey solutions, ready to print, customize information such as your business cards, your letterhead, anything to brand you. They've done a phenomenal job, and I've kind of peeked my head in every now and then, and I look at what they're doing, and it's pretty exciting to see some of the great stuff they're putting together. So if you're looking to maybe brand yourself or rebrand yourself, they can certainly help you with that. And in addition to that, the digital solutions, all this social media marketing stuff, they can help you with that as well. I see on Facebook a lot of really neat things that they're doing with our advisors now. And if you're not doing that, there's certainly the team to do that. So call our office, ask for a creative team. They can help you get set up. If you haven't been out to our website, I encourage you to make a note and do this after the webinar this morning. It's www.imesync.com. Everything that you could possibly want is out there. Now, you'll call our office from 7:30 to 5:30 every night. You'll see that someone's here to answer the phone and help you. But we understand that there's times where maybe it's before hours or after hours, even on the weekend, when you're meeting someone and you need forms, you need illustrations, and you need information about the carriers. It's all on our website. So you can certainly go out there and make sure that you can continue to function when our office is closed. Something that a lot of our advisors like as far as a tool to help do a complete financial advising is the retirement analyzer. So if you're looking for a program that can help you, this is going to be one that's going to, you do a lot of questions, you ask a lot of questions, you get a lot of information. But the nice thing is that it will really help you to advise your clients as far as whether or not they have enough money to retire, what they need to do so. So if your computer challenge, this wouldn't be for you, but if you like this kind of stuff, I'd certainly encourage you to call and ask for Marcus. Marcus in our office is the point contact for Retirement Analyzer. Certainly encourage you to do that. Now I'm going to do a couple of quick polls here, and I know we're getting antsy. We want to hear what Morgan has to say, but a couple things I want to go through with you real quick. First of all, our IMES Wealth Management. Quick poll here. I'm going to describe this to you. If you'd like to know more, you'd like someone to call you, like additional information about our IA, we have our IMES Wealth Management, which is in response to the Department of Labor. And basically what we've done here is we've got a broker dealer. You can run your business through us. You can manage money. A lot of you may not want to go through and get your series exam. That's okay. We can help you with that, and you can still be compensated. But maybe you're considering going out and getting your series exams. You're getting your license, I should say, so that you can start managing money. We can help you with that. We can reimburse you for the expense of that. But the nice thing about this is we found that our advisors that have taken the exam or have maybe moved over, they found that they're writing more business because instead of saying, no, I can't help you with your money, your managed money accounts, your equity accounts, they're losing business. So now that they've moved that over, they've actually increased their sales. They've improved their retention. And, obviously they're a much more well-rounded advisor because they can handle all aspects of their business, still writing their life, their annuities through our office here. And I had mentioned that maybe you don't want to go through the process of studying. You don't have to do that. You can actually have your clients move their funds over. We can help manage that for you, and then you can also be compensated for that. Now, one of the things that I'm seeing is that when we look at other advisors, grids, other broker dealers, we are right up there as far as most competitive as far as compensation is concerned, tremendously better. So if you are with someone right now, maybe not necessarily happy with how things are going, maybe not happy with their compensation, I would certainly mark yes. And one of our guys over there can give you a call. If you have any questions, any concerns about what's happening, even with the DOL, they can help you with that as well. So if you change your mind, I don't see a great response here. So maybe some of you are already with a broker dealer, you have an arrangement you're really happy with. But if there's any question as to whether or not you're being compensated, I would certainly being compensated fairly, I should say, or want to at least consider seeing what our payout is here. I would recommend you mark yes, and we'll have one of the folks over there give you a call. So, and if you decide that you want, maybe you're kind of on the fence right now, you can always call our office. But I'm gonna close the poll. We'll move on here. Okay, I believe this might be one of my last polls here. So, our Life and Annuity Training Academy, we have got one coming up here May 23rd, 24th, and 25th. We still have seats open. A lot of interested folks that want to come to this. We do 3 of these a year. And here's what we do. I just need you to, real quick, I'm going to put this poll up. And I'm going to ask you to just go ahead and mark yes or no, obviously. This one here, if you're interested in knowing more about it, if you're interested in an application, what we'll do is we'll email one of them over to you. But here's the deal. We will pay for your airfare, your meals, and your lodging. So we're going to fly you out on May 23rd. We'll do a few short presentations on the 23rd. We'll provide you a meal, obviously. Then the next day on the 24th, we'll do a full day training. We'll do a half a day training on the 25th, and we'll send you home, okay? We pay for all of those expenses. This is a way for you to increase your life and your annuity sales. Now, this is not a product event. This is conceptual. We will talk about some products and how they're best suited for some of the concepts that we're going to present to you. But if you're looking for a way to grow your business, if you're not getting free training now, if you're not getting any training at all, I'd certainly encourage you to do that. The most successful advisors that I see in this business are ones that are constantly learning new things so they're up to date with what's going on in the industry. And if you're not getting that type of training today, I'd certainly encourage you to do that. I'm not even seeing that half of you are even weighing in either way. So maybe you're already getting great training today. If you're not, I'd certainly encourage you to do that. We may have one more event this year. We've already done one. We generally do 3. So this one here, the 23rd, 24th, and 25th of May, there'll probably be only one more yet this year. So if you're interested in knowing about even the dates when the next one will be, just mark yes. We'll shoot you over an application. You can go ahead and get that filled out, and we'll get you here on this next event. All right, I'm going to close the poll. We're going to move on here. We just announced our 2019 Marketing Summit. Basically what this is for producer and guest. You'll see that our qualification periods are January 1st, goes to June 30th. And you can see here we're doing $3 million annuity premium, 1.5 Medicare Supplement, 2.25 SPL, or $250,000 in target premium on life, $600,000 long-term care. Now, of course, it can be a combination of all this, but if you specialize in just one product line, you'll see that this is what it would take. It's August 25th through the 29th next year at the Ritz-Carlton. This is in Naples, Florida, so would love to have you and a guest there. All right, with that said, Morgan, I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to you. I know I've taken a lot of time there. And so, again, Morgan Hobein, she's with Assurity Life. She's a regional sales coordinator there. And Morgan, thank you so much for helping us out here this morning. It's all yours.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks for having me. And definitely at any point, let me know if you're having an issue seeing my screen. There should be a red one up right now that says Assurity term with accelerated underwriting. So do we see that?
Yes, we do.
Perfect. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you, Mark, for having me. I'm very happy to be here and be talking about our Assurity term product. We just kind of redid the product back in November, so it's fairly new. We went away with our non-med and med and just moved it all to Assurity term with the accelerated underwriting. So we're going to talk about kind of what that means and kind of how things have changed a little bit here. So let me, whoops, did we lose the screen? Okay, we should be good. All right, so just a little bit about us. Again, Assurity Life Insurance, we are based in Lincoln, Nebraska. That's where our home office is. We're a mutual organization, and we've been around for now 128 years. So we've been around for a while, been called a couple different names. We are rated an A- excellent rating through AM Best. We are also known as a one-stop shop because we do have, I think, just over 20 products available, ranging from whole life, universal life, also our term product. We also do disability, critical illness insurance, annuities, and then also an accidental death product. So we kind of have it all. Obviously, we focus on our life products the most since we are a life organization. We do simplified all the way to full medical underwriting for our products as well. So as far as the term goes, just a little bit about what we're going to talk about. We're going to go through just the highlights, so we'll get the basics of that term product, how our accelerated underwriting process works. We're going to go into that, dive a little deeper. We're going to go through some sales ideas and tools, and then some conversation starters as well. So Mark and I talked about this before, but if there are any questions, go ahead and ask them, and I will pause and answer whatever questions you have. You could also save them for the end and either contact IAMS or you can contact myself as well. So the reason behind our redo of the term product, consumers wanted a faster, easier way to buy life insurance. The idea of filling out a long paper app and then going through additional requirements just doesn't appeal to younger, healthier generations. However, consumers are concerned with the cost of insurance. So the goal of this product was to provide a competitively priced product that also comes with a convenient process. So that's where the accelerated underwriting comes into play. I believe we definitely accomplished this with our new term life product. We also found out that some consumers don't like the idea of paying for insurance that hopefully and probably they'll never use. They know they need the coverage, so that's why we decided to include the endowment benefit rider. So if your client never needs that coverage, they get their premiums back at the end of the 20 or 30-year term, and we will definitely go into that in much more detail here later on. All right, so highlights here. We're going to look at the basics. Issue ages are 18 to 75. We lowered that minimum face amount, so it goes all the way down to $25,000, up to $10 million on all underwriting classes. You can even receive preferred rates for those low face amounts. The product is also convertible, so you must convert prior to age 65 and before the last year of a 10-year term or the last 2 years of 15, 20, or 30. So again, those term years, 10, 15, 20, or 30. We are also putting an emphasis on using the e-application as this might result in an instant decision for the client. So again, we're going into that accelerated underwriting. Already went through those level term periods that we have available, the face amounts as well. But I want to mention that, like I mentioned, we will write up to $10 million. However, the face amount that I want to focus on is $500,000 for ages 18 to 50 and $350,000 for ages 51 to 65. These are the upper limits to qualify for that instant approval that goes along with the accelerated underwriting. So, for example, if you are 50 years old or under and apply for $500,000 and submit an e-application, you may receive an instant approval at the end of that application. And it could be preferred, standard, or even substandard rating. So that's the awesome thing about it with that accelerated underwriting is there's a pretty decent chance we're getting up there to about 50% that actually qualify for that instant decision. Saves a lot of time for both the client and for the agent. So let's go into that accelerated underwriting just a little more. Our goal is to use real-time data to eliminate lab testing and exams for up to 50% of qualified applicants. Hopefully this will reduce the overall cycle time and then also increase those placement ratios. Additionally, the e-application will remove those dreaded not in good order applications if you use the e-app. So here's kind of the 4-step process, super simple. You submit an e-application and you give permission through the HIPAA authorization at the very beginning for the engine to gather that third-party data. Side note, paper and tel app are also available. However, it'll go through the normal underwriting process. But back to the e-app, which is how you're able to use that accelerated underwriting. Our underwriting engine will pull motor vehicle reports, prescription drug check, MIB, and then other publicly available information. We also use LexisNexis score. Based on the answers on the e-application and these database answers, 1 of 3 results will be generated for the client, either approved, referred to underwriting, or rejected. And that referred to underwriting could simply be just a review by the underwriter. They just want to check medical records to a prescription that popped up on that drug check. So it could be as simple as that. At third, we need an e-signature. We'll do that through email. So the applicant will need their own personal email address that they have access to and only they have access to. So, and then the last step, that issue or review. If it was approved, the policy will immediately go to underwriting. Applications referred to underwriting may require something as simple as an underwriter review, like I mentioned, or it could transition into full medical underwriting if there are major discrepancies or also major health issues. More into that accelerated underwriting. So how will I know if my client qualifies for instant approval? So the common factors, we went over this already, but 18 to 50, 500,000 and under, 350 and under for ages 51 to 65, that qualifies for accelerated underwriting. We do have a height and weight build chart that's in our underwriting guidelines. And then we also have a quick reference guide, which I can email everyone after. We're also going to take into consideration a DUI within the last 2 years, bankruptcy and what point you're at in that bankruptcy, high-risk hobbies like private aviation or skydiving. There are some limitations on those. And then prescriptions. We're going to really dive deep into those for major health conditions like AIDS, cancer, kidney disease, heart disease, and stroke. So as you can see, there are some huge advantages to that accelerated underwriting piece. However, there's more to term life than just the process. So now we're going to take a look at some of those living benefit riders. 3 of them in particular. There are quite a few riders available. So I would encourage you to go onto our website and check those out. I can also send out product guides afterwards if you'd like to look a little deeper into those, but we're going to go through those top 3 living benefit riders that are really popular. So the first one, return of premium benefit rider, which is also known as the endowment benefit rider now, critical illness benefit rider, and then the monthly disability income rider. First one we're going to go through is that endowment benefit rider. Again, it used to be known as the return of premium. So at Assurity, we're committed to those living benefits. You might know us for our standalone critical illness and disability. The first one, again, an endowment benefit rider. It's available to consumers that know that they need the coverage. Hopefully they won't use it, but they would like their premiums back at the end of the term. It is scaled, so they will begin receiving a portion of the premiums back after 6 years. They typically do not hit that 100% until the policy reaches its term duration. Also, it is only available on those 20 and 30-year terms, so keep that in mind. We'll provide that return of premium due to either lapse, cancellation, or just, again, reaching the end of that term period. Critical illness rider. And for anyone that does happen to do any sort of health sales, this is very similar to our standalone critical illness product as well. But this is how the rider works, and I do have a table on there, so that'll come in handy. Critical illness, it pays a lump sum upon diagnosis of a covered condition. Those covered conditions are listed on the chart. The major conditions are heart attack and stroke. There's an other category, which you'll see has kidney failure, organ transplant, and then that category 3, which covers cancer. There are 3 advantages for adding this rider compared to other CI riders in the market. So first, and the most important, is Assurity's 3-category approach. So like I said, they are split up into 3 different categories: that heart and stroke, other, and then cancer. So you'll see that maximum percentage of the benefits for each category is on the side. We will pay out once in each category. So say someone has a heart attack, and upon diagnosis of that heart attack, we pay out that 100% of that lump sum that they have chosen to add on. Say it's $25,000. So we will pay that $25,000 to them upon diagnosis. Say, unfortunately, a year or 2 later, they are suffering from kidney failure. Since that is in category 2, and we have not paid out on that category yet, we will pay 100% of that benefit again. So 100%, $25,000 again. Say later on they are stricken with cancer, we would pay in that 3rd category as well. So we will pay only once in each category, but up to 3 times. So that's something you don't see a lot with any other critical illness policy, and something you definitely do not see with any other critical illness rider. So those benefit amounts, I mentioned $25,000, but it goes from 20 all the way up to 100,000. And also the second advantage to that is it pays in addition to the death benefit. So it will not cut into the death benefit that you have chosen for your term policy. So you don't have to worry about that. Eliminates any guesswork regarding how much your client will receive. This is huge because it is a time when they probably wouldn't qualify for additional life insurance once they have that like heart attack, stroke, or cancer, or whatnot. Finally, you get paid for adding these riders. They provide better protection, so they cost an additional premium. And we'll kind of go through a couple examples at the end of how much these riders cost to add on, so you'll have kind of an idea of what the rates are. And then you'll also receive your life comp when writing this product as well, of course. So that third one is the monthly disability income rider. If you're hesitant to talk about disability insurance because you feel it's too complicated, then you might want to consider just adding on that DI rider. This rider removes a lot of the moving parts of disability insurance. For example, the rider only has 1 occupation class, whereas most standalone DI products have 4, even up to 6 at some carriers, different occupation classes. It comes with a standard 90-day elimination period and 2-year benefit period, so that is grandfathered in there. All you have to do is check a box on that e-app, paper app, tele app, and enter in a monthly benefit. Goes from $300 up to $3,000 for that monthly benefit. if they become disabled and they're unable to go to work. Termination age is 65. 65, and that total disability by description for this policy is a condition due to an injury or sickness which keeps the insured from doing the duties of their own occupation and also requires a doctor's care. So again, an easy way to get disability income insurance without having to go through kind of all of the underwriting that has to do with the standalone disability. So with that disability, critical illness, and that ROP rider, you're really getting kind of a lot of different coverage all in one product, which again, just kind of speaks for the convenience of the product, which is what we were going for. We're going to go through a couple sales ideas here, and this is for different generations. You'll see different family type situations, and it'll also give you some rates at the end so you can kind of get an idea of what the rates look like for this product. So we have Amanda. She is 27. She's married. She is a college professor. She earns $47,000 a year. Her husband's working and still attending school. They depend on their dual incomes because they recently purchased a house and they also have school loans. So their savings are small since they are paying off school still and they bought a house. Amanda has group insurance, but it's only equal to her salary. So we're looking to bump that up a little bit since they do have a mortgage and student loans to pay. So Amanda she's busy, just like the rest of us, doesn't want to deal with a long application process, and she qualifies for that instant approval with the accelerated underwriting. So with this extra coverage on top of the coverage she receives at work, Lucas could afford to finish his degree and then also pay living expenses. If she never needs that coverage, she can get up to 100% of those premiums back at the end of that term period, or she could look at converting to a permanent policy as well. So the solution here, we're looking at a $250,000 death benefit, which is half of what it takes to be considered for the accelerated underwriting. She's going to pay $16.75 a month for $250,000 with a 30-year term life. She's a non-smoker, so she got approved for that Preferred Plus non-tobacco. If she wants to add that endowment benefit rider and have the possibility of getting all of her premiums back at the end of that 30-year term period, she would add on roughly about $5 a month. She'd bump that up to $21.10 per month. Keep that $250,000 death benefit, but has an option to start receiving some of those premiums back by as early as year 6. So our sales idea for the second sales idea is for the Gen X group.
Hey, Morgan.
So Kristen, yes.
Can I interrupt you real quick? We have a question that I think applies maybe to the last one. So Diane asks, what about someone if they're self-employed? Can they be covered with disability?
Yes, they can. Yep, especially with, the self-employed on the standalone DI product can get a little tricky, but since the DI rider is one occupation, they're not looking at income, they're not looking at tax statements or anything like that. So again, it's as easy as checking a box and selecting that benefit amount. So yes, self-employed too.
Thanks.
Are covered.
Okay.
Yep. Perfect. So we're going to move on to that second sales idea. So we kind of have a family situation here. We have Chris and his wife, Amy. They're healthy and married. They have 2 children. They've lived in their home for 10 years. So Amy's dad recently passed away from cancer. So it kind of got them thinking about what if something were to happen to them? What would we do with our house? How would our kids, how would we take care of our kids and cover those living expenses? So they feel like they're on solid financial footing. They're saving a little bit each month, but they want to make sure that they have funds to cover that mortgage. So they have $200,000 left on that mortgage and pay $1,250 a month. So they each want to purchase $200,000 in term life coverage. Because of their good health, they only need to answer a few questions with that accelerated underwriting if they use an e-app. At the agent's suggestion, they also each purchase a critical illness rider with $30,000 each. Again, that's a lump sum benefit to cover the mortgage for 2 years if a covered critical illness struck. So for Chris, again, we're looking at $200,000 for that death benefit, which he would pay $23.14 a month for, 20-year term life. He's at that preferred plus non-tobacco. To add on that critical illness rider, we're looking at about $20 a month for a $30,000 benefit. So total for Chris, for a $200,000 death benefit, as well as a $30,000 lump sum benefit upon a critical illness striking, we have $43.32 total per month for Chris. For Amy, we're looking at the same death benefit. She got the same rating as well, 20 years, $16.53 a month. She wants to add on that same critical illness rider, same benefit as well, so $30,000 lump sum. That adds on $16.13. So we're looking at $32 a month for her. So again, they're looking for mortgage protection, so they didn't need a huge death benefit. They're both very healthy, so that accelerated underwriting worked very well for them, and now they are covered in the event of a death. They're also covered in the event of a critical illness for both Chris and Amy, and they're able to continue paying that mortgage and taking care of their children. So to review, we're going to look at the overall picture. So why Assurity Term Life? Number one, it's affordable. Term is the least expensive type of life insurance overall, and you can make it fit into almost any budget. It's flexible because the client can choose the term period and benefit amount that's right for them based on what they want to use it for, just like Chris and Amy wanted to use it for their mortgage. And then the first couple wanted to use it for student loans. They have the ability to change it down the road, like we talked about with that converting to a permanent policy. And you wouldn't need any additional underwriting as well with that conversion. Lastly, it's fast. Our accelerated underwriting provides a fast and easy underwriting option with a chance to get your client instantly approved for coverage at the end of that e-app. So it saves a lot of time for everyone involved. And just to give you an idea of kind of what we see people using this term insurance for, like we mentioned in some of the sales ideas, can help pay mortgage, childcare if they have children, and then other ongoing living expenses if someone were to pass away. It can help pay off debt, including student loans, mortgage, credit cards, pay for medical bills, funeral costs. We do see this used every once in a while as a final expense product. Provide funds for your children's education, or also continue a family business. So again, the possibilities are endless. You can make this work for just about anyone's situation, given the way all the benefits can be used, all the different options, all the different riders, the different term periods, and then the range. We go all the way down to 25,000 and then all the way up to that 10 million. So like Mark said at the beginning, IAMS we love working with them. We've had a great partnership with them for quite some time, and they're very helpful, and they know the Assurity product well. So feel free to reach out to them if you do have any questions or in need of any illustrations or anything like that. Paige and I are also there for you as well. I am in the home office a lot more, so I'm easier to get a hold of. Paige is out traveling around typically. But again, IAMS is going to be a great resource for for anything Assurity wise. So definitely let me know if there are any questions. I can take those at this time. Otherwise, feel free to contact either IM, send them your questions after the fact, or you can also send them to myself or Paige as well.
Yeah, question box is pretty open here, so go ahead and fill those or put anything in there that you may have. Let's take advantage of Morgan's time when she's here this morning.
Yeah.
While you're doing that, I just want to point out real quick here this morning that if you're curious about any webinars that we may have going on, you can certainly go to our website. Again, it's www.iamsinc.com. And there is a webinar page in there. It's got a calendar with everything that's going on. And so you can certainly register for anyone that you want. And I always encourage you too, if you're busy and know you can't attend a webinar, at least register for it, and that way we can get you the recording. Okay, so we do have a question here. Diane asked,
Okay.
do these apps all have to be done through e-applications?
Nope, we have the e-application available in our agent portal and on iPipeline. We also have a paper app and then also a tele app as well.
Yes.
All three options. Yep.
Okay, and so just real quick here, let's see if I can do this. Looks like that's not going to work. So if you want to get contract with Assurity, you know what I'll do is after the webinar here this morning, what I'll do is I'll email you the recording along with the contract document. All you got to do is complete that, and then we can get you set up. So it looks like New York. Any chronic illness writer for New York is a question.
The critical illness
In New York.
that is available. Yep, that is available in New York.
That's nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
And let's see, Diane says, so do we need to download the apps or can they be mailed out if needed? Yeah, we can mail them out here from our office. Otherwise, you need to go to Assurity's website, get a username and a password, and you can complete the e-application right there. It's super easy. Right, Morgan?
Yes, definitely. Yep.
Very easy. And the nice thing about those e-apps, too, is you really can't make a mistake, can you? Because it's going to tell you.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, well, it looks like our question box is empty. Thank you so much for helping us out here this morning, Morgan. Appreciate that.
Bet. Definitely. Yep. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And just for all of you that are on here this morning, again, we'll email the recording, we'll email the contract, and then I'll also follow up with a phone call here to see if you have any questions or any cases we can help you with. So have yourself a great day. Appreciate the opportunity to present this to you, and we'll be in touch with you soon. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.